We've heard from protesters against the horse-drawn carriages in Niagara-on-the-Lake. Now, let's hear from one of the counter-protesters, one of the supporters. Joining us, Jennifer Jones-Butski from Locals for Carriages, an organization that supports the Sentinels. Welcome to the program, Jen.
Thank you.
Jen, how did your organization come together? When as well?
It was probably about 2.5 years now. We had seen online cases of the protesters going down and giving the drivers a hard time, and went, we're going to go see what's going on, check it out for ourselves. We went down, we learned a little bit about what they are interested in doing, and obviously we don't agree with it. So we got together, myself, my mother, Karen Jones, and Eric Van Noort, and have been supporting ever since. Now, you called us a counter-protest group, and I will say that that is inaccurate.
Okay, fair
People
enough.
think we went and joined one protest, but other than that, we've never actually protested against them. What we do is we get information out there about what it is that the protesters are trying to do. We've raised funds to help Sentinels with legal fees. It's more like education and trying to support the carriages.
You made reference to a protest recently. It was in August, and the source was there capturing some footage of this. There was over 100 probably on each side of the argument. I would say clashing in the streets. That was very disruptive to the town. Are you proud of the way Locals for Carriages handled themselves on that day?
Things went a little bit differently than we would have liked. However, it was not a Locals for Carriages event. It was an event that somebody else set up as kind of a means to show the town and the police that, hey, we have rights too. And obviously I helped them organize it because I just like to help plan things. Everybody stood quietly and peaceful on the corners until we witnessed the protesters come out and descend on the town and block the intersection. And then everybody just kind of went, hey, this is not right, and joined in. And well, we are not proud of the fact that, it interrupted and disrupted anybody's businesses on the main street in the town. I think it showed that we do have our rights as well.
The protesters on the other side would basically say that they have the right to gather, the right to protest. And even though it's supposed to be peaceful protest, they claim that they have the right to be vocal while they are peacefully protesting. How do you answer to that?
Well, I feel that they have the right to peacefully protest. They have the right to believe in whatever they want to believe in. But when it comes to a point where they're then harassing people and stalking people and making people feel uncomfortable, that's not okay. They follow the carriages consistently. They jump in front of people and stop them from doing what they're going to enjoy doing. They don't like people to ride the carriages, but it's more than that for them. And that's the thing that they don't let anybody know. It's not about the carriages.
After that large clash on the streets, the carriages were moved on the weekends 1 block over to Byron Street. Was that a victory in a way?
I feel like they probably felt it was a victory, moving the carriages from their designated location. However, since moving them, and I'm sure Laura will tell you this, it hasn't been a pleasant situation for the drivers, for the company either, because obviously they're not in the main street. There's people not seeing them that would usually walk by and go, oh, hey, I'm going to take a carriage ride. But in saying that, at least it's keeping the protesters away from them for the time being, because the protesters aren't coming down to Byron Street the way they do at the main street. They want the attention, and that's what they're getting up there.
Do you feel that Bill 156, now that it's passed, will work to support, to protect the carriage operators?
We have spoken with Ernie Hardiman and some other local media sources who are familiar with him. They believe, and we believe in what we've read throughout the bill, that they have the ability to set up animal protection zones in Niagara-on-the-Lake and protect the carriages. So we are really, really, really hoping, with all of the public input that they've had from Bill 156, that it's going to make a difference. And then when the ability comes for Ernie to start designated certain locations, that maybe something will be done for the carriages.
Jennifer Jones-Butski, thank you very much for joining us and chiming in on this topic.
You're welcome.